Constitution of India is said to be written by Dr. Ambedkar. It was originally written by hand by Azam Behari Raisda. He sat for 6 months in the central hall of the parliament and wrote the constitution. Then it was handed over to Dr. Ambedkar with 6 of the constituent assembly members, because the parliament came into existence only in 1950. And they sat for 2 years and 11 months. And towards the end of that period, Ambedkar was all alone doing the corrections. 2000 corrections were made to that constitution, And then finally it was approved on 26th November 1949. What day is it? The Constitution Day. From the year 2015, the present government declared it as the Constitution Day, and every year it is being followed. But when did the Constitution come into effect? 1950, January 26. You said 1950. Are you aware why it was postponed for 2 months? Yes, because on 26 January 1930, Jawaharlal Nehru called for a convention at Lahore, and that is where the majority of the people said, we want total independence. And so they reserved the adoption of the promulgation of the Constitution to 26 January 1950. So that is how the date was chosen. Now what does the Constitution do for us? It tells us how the governments are to be elected, how the government should function, how they should rule the people. Because if you let the government loose, they will do whatever they want. How many of you were born during 1975? At least a little matured age. 1975, that was the worst period for India. As bad as the massacre during the partition. We were under emergency for 3 years. In fact, the election which was to be held in 1975 was postponed. Indira Gandhi wanted to declare herself as eternal leader. That was struck down by the Supreme Court, which is the supreme authority fixed by the Constitution. So we had the election in 1976. And then it gives a knowledge to us about the fundamental rights. Are you aware of the fundamental rights? Fundamental rights, what are the fundamental rights? What is your right? Rights, your rights, you should know them. Pardon? Right to vote. Okay, right to vote. Right to information, right to liberty, right to live, right to life, right to education, and right to constitutional remedies. Right to vote is not a right by itself, but a bigger privilege given to us. That is democracy. Right to vote. Coming to the preamble. No, let me finish this. Right to vote is democracy. What does democracy mean? The famous saying, of the people, for the people, by the people. We are the authority. That is democracy. Power of the people to elect the governments. That is democracy, and that is democracy means right to vote, to right to make our leader from amongst us, and we are the people who make it. Now the Constitution fixes the form of governance. The form of governance is a federal government. What is a federal government? Federal government is a government in the center and government in all the states. It is a two-tier governance. This has been borrowed from the Constitution of Canada. It's a federal government. There are 100 powers with the central government. There are 61 powers with the state government. And there are 52 powers where both have to jointly decide. That is called the concurrent list. Now, education is under the concurrent list. Why I mentioned education? NEP is a big talk now. Are you aware of NEP? At least teachers? I think the first row are all teachers. Are you aware of the NEP? Do you welcome it? Do you think it will be useful? Yes. The NEP is going to make historical changes in the country. And 2019, a proposal has been made with the sanction of 33,000 crores to promote study in India. You must be aware, thousands of lakhs of people are going abroad to study. So this government decided that here afterwards, our children should not be in a position that they need to go and look for education abroad. The preamble describes in short about the Constitution. The preamble will be a gateway to the Constitution, and it is not right to go through the Constitution without reading the Constitution. Now, it gives us the identity. What is the identity? What is our country? It is all about ourselves. The entire country is within our power. That is how it starts. We, the people of India. Are you aware? We, the people of India. We have only made the Constitution. We will make our rulers, and we will make them rule as advantageous to us. That is what the Constitution gives. That is the power given to us. Then, what is the nature of the country? What is India? India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. Yes? That is the status of our country. Now the preamble also tells us what the objectives are. The objectives of the Constitution is to give us justice, liberty, equality and fraternity. These are the objectives. We should have justice in society, justice in our living, equality among all. There should not be ups and downs. Everybody should be treated equal. And then promote fraternity among all for the well-being of the country, to protect the unity and integrity of our nation. And finally it says, we adopt this Constitution on the 26th November 1949. The whole preamble tells us that the whole country is by us, for us and from amongst us. And this is what it gives in a gist. Now I'll just touch upon a few items in this. See, the word democracy is very much misunderstood in our country. Are you aware? Even the politicians feel democracy means that they can talk anything. That is not it. You cannot talk whatever you want. And that is not democracy. As I told you initially, democracy means the power to vote. And both of us wish that all of you should vote. All of you, I am sure, are going to be voting in the next election. Will you vote? No? Louder. Say yes. Yes, we should vote. Exercise our franchise. Just because we are not voting, a lot of us say it is not going to change. It is going to be the same. Any Tom, Dick and Harry rule says it is going to be the same. That is why, you know what has happened? 43% of the Lok Sabha have got a criminal background. They are all accused. Why? Because we are not exercising our franchisee, or whoever is exercising the franchisee is not doing it properly. You look at development. Don't look at promises. They are all false. Now the Prime Minister calls it Rewadi culture. You know Hindi? Anyone? You know what is Rewadi? In Tamil it is called Alva Kudukardu. Are you aware of that? Alva Kudukardu. That is what the poll promises are. Don't go by the poll promises. Go by the person. Go by the person who has given development. Go by the person who has given importance, brought importance to our country. And finally, both of us always say, advice, don't go for BBC. You know what is BBC? Beer, biryani and cash. That is what is given for vote. Yes? That is the trend, latest trend. One guy says, I'll give 500. One guy says, I'll give 1,000. One guy says, 2,000. They are given beer. They are given biryani. And they want the people to vote. Avoid that. Make a campaign against that. So, all of you should vote responsibly, and I hope that you have assured us you will be voting. Yes? Yes, you should vote next time. Second thing, the word secularism is the most misunderstood word. Because in India, if I say Eid Mubarak or if I say Merry Christmas, I am hailed to be a secular. But if I wish Happy Diwali or Happy Pongal, I become communal. And there is a lot of hatred speech going on. You would have been seeing in the videos for the last 1 week. Excessive hatred speech is going on. Probably this is because, with all respect, due respect to Vivekananda, he said when he addressed the Parliament of Religions, he said, I belong to the most tolerant community. Probably that is why one particular community is targeted, and the word secularism is losing its meaning, or the meaning is changing. So be very careful, women, about all these terms. Take them as right as they are. Be strong. Fight for your rights. And I don't know whether you have realized women's rights are being suppressed. Are you with me on that? In what way? Lots of things are happening. Pokso, ellame vandirke, but still, even today, there are at least 83 rapes happening in India every day. Do you believe it? That is the statistics given. It is published by Government of India. Even today, there are 83 rapes. Don't be cowed down. Supposing people comment on the way you dress, the way you walk, the way you behave, the people you talk to, don't ever be cowed down. Show your anger. Show your emotions. React. And showing your emotion by itself is a sense of strength for you. You are opening your heart and showing it boldly. Don't tolerate. Don't tolerate bad language. Don't tolerate comments about you, your dress. Give it back. Be bold. Always be with the vision. When you fix your goals also, think of all the women in the world who have made a change. Can you think of some women who have made great changes in this world? Feeling sleepy? Afternoon heat? No? You're not able to think about anyone? No? Famous woman? See, there is a joke, I will tell you. ஒரு கூட்டத்தில் கேட்டாங்களாம், 4 பத்திரிங்க பெயர் சொல்லுன்னு. உடனே என்ன தோணுச்சு? ஒருத்தர் எந்திரிச்சு சொன்னானா, கண்ணகி அப்படின்னு ஆரம்பிச்சு இன்னொரு 3 பேரும் சொல்லிட்டானா. அப்புறம் கேள்வி கேட்டவர் கேட்டாரா, என்னப்பா உங்கள் வீட்டில் பொம்னாட்டிங்களே இல்லையா? 4 பத்திரிக்கை தானே கேட்டேன். அது மாதிரி உங்களுக்கு வந்து 4, I'm asking you for a few women who have made a change in the world. நான் முதல்ல ஒரு பேர் சொல்லிட்டேன், Margaret Thatcher. That means most of you have not got things registered. Margaret Thatcher, Indira Gandhi, Kalpana Chawla, the only women Indian astronaut. Kalpana Chawla படிச்சிருக்கீங்களா? No? Yes. அது ஏன் சொல்லல அப்போ? She has made the biggest change as an Indian woman. PV Sindhu, Saina Nehwal, you can think of anyone. All these people have made a change because they had a dream, a vision. Abdul Kalam சொன்ன மாதிரி, dreams should not be coming in your sleep. They should be disturbing your sleep. They should not let you sleep. That is what is a dream, and that is the vision you should have. And anything, a goal set by you can be only sabotaged or stopped by you. Nobody can come in the way when you have set the goal. Right? Again, another famous quote, arise, awake, sleep not till your goal is achieved. Who said that? Swami Vivekananda. So, what should be your goal? Ek Bharat, Shrestha Bharat. Your goal should be jointly to make one India, united India, and a beautiful India. Will you do it? Will you do it? Yes, with the confidence that நீங்க எல்லாரும் ஒரு தடவை சொன்னா 100 தடவை சொன்ன மாதிரி என்ற நம்பிக்கையோட I sign off. Jai Hind.